Can start now.
Hare Krishna devotees, a very warm welcome to everyone to the celebration of Nityananda Trayodasi, the appearance of Lord Nityananda. Before we begin our celebrations, let's start with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschatati Shatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Let's begin with Lord Nityananda's Pranam Mantra. Maya Tita Vyapi Vaikuntaloke Naishwarya Shri Chaturvyuhamade Rupam Yasyo Bhati Sankarshanakyam Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. It means, I surrender onto the lotus feet of Shri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Sankarshana in the midst of the Chaturvyuha, consisting of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulences and resides in the Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. We are supremely delighted in celebrating this most auspicious, blissful appearance of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna appeared in Navadvip as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to establish the Sankirtan movement, which is the Yuga Dharma for this age of quarrel and hypocrisy. To help the Supreme Lord in his mission, Lord Balarama appeared as Lord Nityananda. He assisted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by spreading the holy name of the Lord throughout Bengal. In this Kali Yuga, practically all people are of the quality of Jagai and Madhai. If they at all want to be relieved from the reactions of their misdeeds, they must take shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. However, Mahaprabhu cannot be approached directly without the guidance of a Guru. Lord Balram is the source of Guru Tattva, and he has appeared as Lord Nityananda Ram. Therefore, we have to take shelter of Lord Nityananda. Only through his mercy, we'll get the spiritual strength to understand and approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Sri Krishna himself. On this auspicious occasion of Lord Nityananda's appearance day, let us all pray to him eagerly to be blessed with eternal, loving, devotional service unto Sri Krishna. With that, devotees, we begin our today's program with beautiful bhajans glorifying Sri Nityananda Prabhu. First, we have Rani Mataji singing the bhajan Doyal Nitai Chaitanya by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Hare Krishna, Rani Mataji.
Hare Krishna devotees, I would like to thank my Guru Swarupa Damodar Das Prabhu for teaching me this bhajan and Satyasara Prabhu for giving me this opportunity. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya bole Shri Amar Man. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya bole Shri Amar Man. 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 Doyal Nitai Chaitanya bole Shri Amar Man. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya भावे तुझी दे बंधन ताकोन कृष्ण नामे रुचि हावे तुझी दे बंधन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन अनुराग हावे है कृष्ण नामे अनुराग हावे है कृष्ण नामे अनुराग हावे है ताको नानया से सफल हावे जीरा जीवन ताको नानया से सफल हावे जीरा जीवन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन जीवन को नीचे है कृष्ण रति बिना जीवन को नीचे है कृष्ण रति बिना जीवन को नीचे है ऐसे वृंदावन राधा श्याम पावे दर्शन ऐसे वृंदावन राधा श्याम पावे दर्शन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन गौर कृपा हाले है गौर कृपा हाले है दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन 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 दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन 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 दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन दोयाल निताय चैतन्य बोले नाचे अमर मन जय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय जय गौर निताय जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. That was such a beautiful bhajan. You totally got us into the mood of the celebration. Such a great start for our program today. Next, we have Jishnu and Dhriti. They will be singing the bhajan Nitai Mora Jivan Dhan. Hare Krishna Jishnu, Hare Krishna Dhriti.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Nitai Moy Jivana Dana, Nitai Moy Rajati, Nitai Bihana Mura, Arana Hagati. samsara sukera muke tuladi bechai nagare magiya kaba gaya nita Deshe murane tana deshe ne jaba nitai vimukha janara mukha nahariva Ajimukha kane Nitai more jivana Nitai more jati Nitai bihana mora Adana hakati Nitai mora jati Nitai bihana mora Adana hakati Samsara supera Tuleti bachai Nagari mahiya kaba Kaya nitai Samsare supera Tuleti bachai Nagare mahiya kaba Kaya nitai Videshe munditai nase tere nase Itai mukha janara mukha yaniva Videshe munditai nase Nitai vimukha janara mukha nahariva Jala Hare Shiradai Hinanitai Pajiya Kapilamai Ganga Jala Hare Shiradai Hinanitai na Bhajiya Dukha Peyamai Aje Imani Anala Bhajiya Tara Bhajamukani Ucha Namane Morita Deva Namane Anala Bhajiya Tara Bhajamukani Nitai Morji Tara Nitai Morajati Nitai Bihana Mora Arana Hakati Nitai Morji Nitai Morajati Nitai Bihana Arana Nitai Morji Nitai Morajati Nitai Bihana Mora Arana Hakati Nitai Morajati Nitai Bihana Mora Arana Hakati Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Dhriti. That was so beautiful. Very, very nice bhajan. Thank you, both of you, for singing such a melodious bhajan and kirtan. Next, we have Shri Devi Mataji. Mataji will be singing Nadiya Gaura Mein Nityananda Mahajan bhajan. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, devotees. A song name Nadiya Gaura Mein Nityananda Mahajana, and author name is Bhakti Vinodha Thakura, book name Geetavali, and language Bengali. Nadiya Gaura Mein Nityananda Mahajana, Patiya che naam hata jivera karan. Nadiya Gaura Mein Nityananda Mahajana, Patiya che naam hata jivera karan. Nadiya नदिया गोत्र में नित्यानंद महाजन, पति अज नाम हटा जीवे रकारान। श्रद्धावान जान है, श्रद्धावान जान है, श्रद्धावान जान है, श्रद्धावान जान है, पति अज नाम हटा जीवे रकारान, पति अज नाम हटा जीवे रकारान। नदिया नदिया गोत्र में नित्यानंद महाजन, पति अज नाम हटा जीवे रकारान। प्रभु राज्ञाय बाई मागिए भिक्षा, बोलो कृष्णा बोझो कृष्णा करो कृष्णा शिक्षा। प्रभु राज्ञाय बाई माहिए भिक्षा, बोलो कृष्णा बोझो कृष्णा करो कृष्णा शिक्षा। नदिया नदिया गोत्र में नित्यानंद महाजन, पति अज नाम हटा जीवे रकारान। अपराध शून्य होई लोह कृष्ण नाम, कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धन प्राण। अपराध शून्य होई लोह कृष्ण नाम, कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण धन प्राण। नदिया नदिया गोत्र में नित्यानंद महाजन, पति अज नाम हटा जीवे रकारान। कृष्ण रे संसार कोराचार्यान चार, जीविदोया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्मचार। कृष्ण रे संसार कोराचार्यान चार, जीविदोया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्मचार। नदिया नदिया गोत्र में नित्यानंद महाजन, पति अज नाम हटा जीवे रकारान। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताई गौर हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Premanandi Ki Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. That was such a melodious kirtan and bhajan. It was just so heart-melting. Thank you so much, Mataji. Next, we are moving to our next segment of the program, a very important one, which is Aarti. We will have Aarti telecasted live from the temple. We have Jai Subhadra Mataji doing the Aarti, Abhay Prabhu singing the kirtan, and Kirtan will be playing the mridangam. Hare Krishna Prabhu, we are not able to hear.
Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Aarti ko shobha Jhanavi tatavane Jagamana lobha शोभा जानवी तटवने जगमानलो शिव जयो जय गौराचंद्रे आरती को शोभा जय जय गौराचंद्रे आरती को शोभा जगमानलो Ibadaki ninitai chande Vamika radha Akibadaki Vamika radha Nikate ratvekade Masa Chatrahara Osiyache Gaura Chande Ratna Simasane Osiyache Aarti kore na Hare Deva Prane Adi Gori Amaraduna Anaragari Adi Gori Amaraduna Jaya O Chadigaraya Paramarasa Kabaje Kabaje Madhur 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 Bahu koti chandrajini Vadana Udvala Bahu Koti Chandajini Ala Sevaya Hore Jala Shiva Jaya Jaya Shiva Jaya Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Srimate Bhakti Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajnani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashata Dishatani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajnani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vasya Deshatani Jaya Shri Krishna Jaya Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Jaya Jai Gaura Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Jai Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe Jai Radha Damodar Radha Jai Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe Jai Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Jaya Nitai, 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 Jaya Prabhu Pada, Jaya Prabhu Pada, Jaya Prabhu Pada, Sila Prabhu Pada, Jaya Prabhu Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Sai Gaura Premanandi. Namaste Narasingaya Lalad Vaine Namaste Narasingaya Lalad Vaine Namaste Narasingaya Lalad Vaine Namaste Nara Shingaya Praladana Hiranyakachi Urvaksha Shilatankana Hiranyakachi Urvaksha Hiranyakashi Urvakshava Shilatanka O Narshimo, Parato Narshimo, Yato Yato Yami Tato Narshimo, Ito Narshimo, Parato Narshimo, Yato Yato Narshimo, Parato Narshimo, Yato Yato Yami Tato Narshimo, Hare Nashimo Hare Hare Nashimo Shinga Madim Sharada Pade Mahe Nashimo O Mahe Nashimo Hare Nashimo Shinga Madim Sharada Pade Mahe Vakara Kamala Vare Nakama Bhuta Singha Lalita Hiranya Kashipu Danu Keshavadrita Narakari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Kamala Hare Udalito Ashimade Keshavadri Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jai Jagadisha Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jagadisha Jaya Narsinghadev Narsinghadev Jaya Narsinghadev Jaya Narsinghadev Jaya Narahari 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 Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Hari Gaura Nitai Gaura Hari Gaura Nitai Gaura Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki Bhakti Vigna Vinashaka Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki
Thank you very much, Abhay Prabhu and Kirtan, for such a beautiful bhajan and Kirtan and singing for the Aarti. Thank you, Jai Sabhadra Mataji, for the beautiful Aarti. It is always such a blissful experience to be sitting here using the technology and being able to have the darshan of Aarti, of our beautiful dear lordships. It is so, so beautiful. Thank you very much. Devotees, let's move to the next segment of the program, which is a very special class glorifying Lord Nityananda Prabhu by His Grace Rasikendra Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Krishna Mataji, how are you?
I'm good, Prabhu. Thank you very much for accepting to give the class on this auspicious day. Prabhu, welcome to
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Prabhu. Is it okay if I give a brief introduction, Prabhu?
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Devotees, as you all know, Rasikendra Prabhu is very well known in our congregation. Prabhu's classes are amazing. A brief introduction about Prabhu. Prabhu is a disciple of Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami. He received his first initiation in 1995 and received his Brahmanical initiation in 1996. He does a lot of services in Houston Temple. And some of the few very important ones are he manages the Tamal Krishna Goswami Memorial Foundation, which continues the sacred legacy of Maharaj by printing and distributing his books. Prabhu leads fundraising initiatives for various ISKCON projects, actively participates in outreach programs and initiatives to spread Srila Prabhupada's teachings to the masses. Prabhu is married to Padaduli Devi Mataji. Their marriage was arranged and presided over by their spiritual master, Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami. They have a daughter, Tamal Priya. Prabhu holds a doctorate degree in aerospace engineering from the University of Texas at Arlington. He was employed as a faculty there. At present, he works as an engineer, entrepreneur, and investor. He resides with his family close to the Houston ISKCON temple. With that, devotees, it's our blessing to have Prabhu give us the class on this auspicious occasion. So let's welcome Prabhu by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, over to you.
Hare Krishna. Let me wish all of you a happy Nityananda Trayodasi. It's my pleasure to be given an opportunity to speak. It's also a personal purification for me to speak about Lord Nityananda. Today is Trayodasi. So how many of you all know what's the meaning of Trayodasi? Of course, most of you probably would know. But for those of you all who don't know, Trayodasi is the 13th day, could be the waning moon or the waxing moon. So this part of the phase of the moon is the waxing phase. So Lord Nityananda was born on the 13th day on the lunar calendar where the moon is waxing, okay, in the month of Madhava, okay, for Vaishnava calendar. And so Lord Nityananda was born around the year, okay, 1474. Okay, so that's 12 years before Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Nityananda was about 12 years old when Lord Chaitanya was born. So he was born to great devotees by the name of Adai Pandit and Padmavati Devi. And he was born in the village known as Ekachakra. How many of y'all have been to the village Ekachakra in West Bengal? Anybody? Show of hands. I'm sure some of y'all must have been. You'll really have to go. Okay, I'm going to show an image of the birthplace of Lord Nityananda. Hold on. Here is a wait, hold on. To start off the class, we go. He was born in Ekachakra. It is used to be in Bengali. It's called Ekchak, okay, but it came to be known as Ekachakra Dham. In fact, the Pandavas also actually lived in this place for some time. It's a very very sacred place, very sublime place. You all should absolutely visit this place when you all go. And it is a very sublime, very, very spiritually uplifting place.
Rasikendra Prabhu, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt. We could not see your screen. Are you showing?
Wait, I'm going to share it now. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm just going to the site.
Okay.
Okay. I was looking at it. Wait, hold on. Somehow my computer is not very fast today. Kachakadam. Just give me 1 minute. I also want to show a special painting which I bought there of Lord Nityananda. And it's a very sublime painting which I actually have it in my house. I'll show it to you all later. Okay. Somehow I can't see the details. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Let me share the screen now. Just give me a minute. Can I be allowed to? I guess I can share my screen. Huh? Okay, here it is. So this is the. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is actually the altar when you go to Lord Nityananda's birthplace. Actually, Lord Nityananda is in the middle because it's so special. His birthplace, the devotees there are devotees of Lord Nityananda. And then they are the devotees of Lord Chaitanya and Advaita Acharya. So you see here, Lord Nityananda is in the middle. This is called Nityananda Janmastan, or it's called Garbhavas. Garbhavas means the place where the birth happened. Or Garbha literally means womb. So, and some of you all have been to Ekachakradam. Anybody here can speak up? You can unmute yourself and say, how many of y'all? Satyasara Prabhu, you've been to Ekachakradam? I don't hear him. Anybody?
Yes, Rasikendra Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Multiple
Yes.
times.
So, so Lord Nityananda was born, like I said, in the year 1476. Which year was Lord Chaitanya born? We need to know this years. It's very important that as devotees of ISKCON, we know some of historical details. So when people ask us in an assembly, people who don't know, and we start saying, oh, I can't, we don't know, it doesn't come across good. So at least some basic facts we need to know. And so Lord Nityananda was born in the year 1474 in the village of Ekachak, West Bengal. That part of Bengal is called Radha Desh. Not Radha Desh, but Radha, R-A-D-H-A. That's where the Ganges flow in the opposite direction. Okay, so he was born, and from a very young age, he showed many amazing abilities. Especially he used to do various plays about the Lord. Okay, let me stop sharing. And he wasn't taught any of this. Naturally, he will enact plays with all his friends about Lord Ramachandra's Leela, Krishna's Leela. He will play the Leela of Vamanadev, or he will play the Leela of Narsinghadev. So all the elders, when they see him, they say, how is this child able to do this wonderful? I mean, it's almost as if you are there. I mean, as if the real thing is happening. That's how, especially when he played the role of Lakshman, people were just overwhelmed, as if they're actually witnessing the Ramayana. Because, of course, we know who is Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda is Lakshman himself, of course, Lord Balaram. So I wanted to start the class with a bhajan. Okay. Prabhupada was very fond of this bhajan. I will chant this bhajan, and then what we will do is we will hear Prabhupada's purport of this bhajan, and then I will speak around Prabhupada's purport. So much to cover today. Is very much to cover. In fact, the Houston temple, the Abhishek will, now Kirtan is going on, Abhishek will start soon. And it's been a great day of festival. Okay, all of y'all know the song Nitai Pada Kamala. Okay, all of y'all have to also learn this song. This song is by Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur's writings, Prabhupada says, completely corresponds to the Vedas. It's as good as the Vedic literature. Even though they are bhajans, but Narottam Das Thakur has compressed all the very, very intricate things in the Vaishnava Siddhanta into very simple songs. So when you sing these songs and you understand these songs, even the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Lochan Das Thakur, just by singing these songs and understanding the meaning of these songs, you can understand so much about Vaishnava Siddhanta, Vaishnava literature, Vaishnava understanding. So that's why it's important that we sing these bhajans and we understand these bhajans. These bhajans are not for some musical entertainment. Okay, not like you go for some Sangeet Mela and listen to some Sangeet and everybody walks away listening. Wow, that person sang so nicely. It shouldn't be like that. When we sing these bhajans, the spirit is we glorify the Lord, and we should understand the bhajans, what we are singing, and then meditate on these bhajans. Then you'll get the full import of this bhajans. Okay, so I'm going to sing. Y'all can listen to this, and maybe you can, the rest of y'all can mute. I'll just go through this bhajan very quickly, and then we'll listen to Prabhupada's purport. I can share this. I got the bhajans here. I'll share the lyrics here. Okay. There's so much. Did you send Mataji? You shared it, right? Where did my AOL go? I've got so many screens open. Sorry, I apologize. Okay.
Do you want me to share, Prabhu?
Yeah, why don't you share Nitai Pada Kamala, the lyrics, so everybody can follow.
Okay.
Did I lose you? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah, I
All
shared.
right. Jai Shila Prabhupada ki, Jai Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki, Nitai Pada Kamala, Koti Chandra Sushitala, Ye Chai Jagat Jurai, Ye Chai Jagat Jurai, Eno Nitai Dine Bai, Radha Krishna Paitanai, Eno Nitai Bine Bhai, Radha Krishna Paitanai, Drida Kori Daro Nitai Pai, Drida Kori Dharo Nitai Pai, Sheshamanda Nahi Jan, Brita Janma Gelota, Sheshamba Nahi Jan, Brita Janma Gelota, She Pashu Boro Baro Durachar, She Pashu Boro Durachar, Nitai na bolilo mukhe, majilo samsar sukhe. Nitai na bolilo mukhe, majilo samsar sukhe. Vidya kule ki kori betar, Vidya kule ki kori betar. ahankara mat hoya, nitai pada pashariya, asatya re satya kori mani, asatya re satya kori mani. Nitayir karuna hobe braja radha Krishna pabe, Nitayir karuna hobe braja radha Krishna pabe, Daro nitai charane dukhani, Daro nitai charane dukhari, Nitayir charana satya tahara shebaka nitya, Nitayir charana satya tahara shebaka nitya, Nitai pada shada koro as, Nitai pada shada koro as, Naratama baro duki, Nitai more koro suki, Naratama baro duki, Nitai more koro suki, Rakuranga charane rapas, Rakuranga charane rapas, Jaya Nityananda Ram, 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 Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Thank you, Mataji. Let me do the sharing now. I will go to now Prabhupada's purport of this song. Okay. Okay, Prabhupada's purport here. Okay, let me share the screen now.
Nitai pada kamala kati chanda susitala dechavai jagat jirai. This is a song by Narottam Das Thakur, a great acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. He has written many songs about the Vaishnava philosophy, and they are approved as completely corresponding with Vedic instructions. So here, Narottam Das Thakur is singing that the whole world is suffering under the blazing fire of material existence. Therefore, if one takes the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, whose birthday is today, 31st January, so we should relish this instruction of Narottam Das Thakur, that in order to get relief from the pangs of blazing fire of this material existence, one should take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, because it is as cooling as the moon rays combined together of millions of moons. That means one will immediately find peaceful atmosphere, just like a man works whole day, and if he comes under the moonshine, he feels relief. Similarly, any materialistic man who comes under the shelter of Lord Nityananda will immediately feel that relief. Then he says, Nitai pada kamala kati chanda susitala dechavai jagatu jirai, heno Nitai bina bhai, Radha Krishna paite, dharo Nitai charana dukhani. He says that if you are anxious to go back to home, back to Godhead, and become associated with Radha and Krishna, then the best policy is to take shelter of Nityananda. Then he says, Se sambandha nahi jar, vritha janma galata. One who has not been able to contact Nityananda, then one should think of himself that he has simply spoiled his valuable life. Vritha janma galata. Vritha means for nothing, and janma means life. Galata is spoiled because he has not made connection with Nityananda. The Nityananda, very name suggests, Nitya means eternal. Ananda means pleasure. Material pleasure is not eternal. That is the distinction. Therefore, those who are intelligent, they are not interested with this flickering pleasure of material world. Every one of us as living entities, we are searching after pleasure, but the pleasure which you are seeking, that is flickering, temporary. That is not pleasure. Real pleasure is Nityananda, eternal pleasure. So anyone who has no contact with Nityananda, it is to be understood that his life is spoiled. So sambandha nahi jar vitha janma gala. Sei poshu bado durach. Nityananda Thakur uses here very harsh word. He says that such human being is an animal, an uncontrollable animal, as there are some animals that cannot be tamed. So anyone who has not contacted Nityananda, he should be considered as an untamed animal. Sei pashu paroduraj. Why? Because Nitayana bulilo mukhe, he never uttered the holy name of Nityananda. And mojilo samsar sukhe, and become merged into this material happiness. Vidya kule ki karibeta, that nonsense does not know that what will his education and family and tradition and nationality will help him. These things cannot help him. These are all temporary things. Simply, if we want eternal pleasure, we must contact with Nityananda. Vidya kule ki karibeta. Vidya means education, and kula means family, nationality. So we may have a very nice family connection, or we may have very nice national prestige, but after ending this body, these things will not help me. I'll carry my work with me, and according to that work, I shall have to accept by force another type of body. It may be something other than human body. So these things cannot protect us or give us the real pleasure. So Nityananda Thakur advises that Vidya kule ki karibeta. Nityananda Thakur says, ahankare matto hoya. Being maddened after false prestige and identification. False identification with the body and prestige of bodily relationship. It is called ahankare matto hoya. One is mad after this false prestige. Ahankare matto hoya. Nitai pado pasoya. Due to this false prestige, we are thinking, what is Nityananda? What can he do for me? I don't care. So these are the signs of false prestige. Ahankare matto hoya nitai pado pasoya. Asottere satya kari mani. The result is that I am accepting something which is false. For example, I am accepting this body. This body, I am not this body. Therefore, with false identification, I am becoming entangled more and more. So one who is puffed up with this false prestige, ahankare matto hoya, nitai pado asottere satya kari mani. He accepts something wrong as right. Then he says, nitayar karuna have braje radha Krishna par. If you are actually serious about going back to home, back to Godhead, then please seek after the mercy of Nityananda. Nitayar karuna have braje radha Krishna pave. Dharo nitai charana dukhani. Please catch up the lotus feet of Nityananda. Then he says, nitayar charana satta. One may think that as we catch hold of so many shelter, but in this material world, later on they prove false. Similarly, suppose we catch hold of the lotus feet of Nityananda, it may also prove false. But Nityananda Thakur assures that Nitayar Charana Satta, it is not false, because Nityananda is eternal. His lotus feet is also eternal. Tahara Sevaka Nitya. And anyone who takes to the service of Nityananda, they also become eternal. Without being eternal, nobody can serve the eternal. That is the Vedic injunction. Without becoming Brahma, one cannot approach the Supreme Brahma. Therefore, without being fire, nobody can enter into the fire. Without being water, nobody can enter into the water. Similarly, without being fully spiritualized, nobody can enter into the spiritual kingdom. So, Nitaya Charana Satta. If you catch Nitaya, the lotus feet of Nityananda, then you become immediately spiritualized. Just like if you touch electricity, immediately you become electrified. That is natural. Similarly, Nityananda is eternal happiness. If you touch Nityananda somewhere or other, then you become also eternally happy. Tar Sevaka Nitya. Therefore, one who has in contact with Nityananda, they have become eternal. Nitaya Charana Satta, Tahara Sevaka Nitya, Virakari Dhara Nitaya Pai. So, just catch him very tightly. Narattama Bara Dukhi, Nitaya Mare Kara Sukhi. At the last, Nityananda Thakur, the composer of the song, he is appealing to Nityananda. My dear Lord, I am very unhappy. So, you please make me happy. And you kindly keep me in corner of your lotus feet. That is the sum and substance of this.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. So that was such wonderful purport Prabhupada gave. You all heard that? So there's so much meaning in this song. Okay, Lord Nityananda, without, what is the first thing? That Lord Nityananda is eternal, is not, and Lord Nityananda's body is eternal. It's not like our body. And Lord Nityananda, in order to get relief from our so much distress in this world, we have to take shelter of Lord Nityananda. Now, we cannot approach, of course, that could be a selfish motive, but really we approach Lord Nityananda to get spiritual strength, to be able to approach Radha and Krishna. So Narottam Das Thakur says, in another song, he says, Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Hoila Say, Balaram Hoilo Nitai. In this song, he says, Dheno Nitai Bine Bai Radha Krishna Paitenai. Okay, what does that mean? That first it says that the son of Mother Sachi is the same Krishna. Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Hoila Say, the son of Nanda Maharaj has become now the son of Sachi, Sachi Sutta. And then Balaram has appeared as Nitai. So Lord Balaram is the original spiritual master. So Lord Nityananda is the original spiritual master. So our spiritual masters, they represent Lord Nityananda. And in one place in Srila Bhakti Siddhanta's purport, Saraswati Thakur's purport, he said, one who's not favored by Lord Nityananda will not receive the mercy of Radharani. So it's a very, very serious point. Often we think that we can approach Radha and Krishna. You know, we have to understand the position of the Panchatattva. Who's Lord Chaitanya? Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. What does that mean? That Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, he's non-different than Radha and Krishna. Of course, he showed that to Ramananda Rai, that he is actually Radha and Krishna. In one body is appeared as Lord Chaitanya. And it's also said in some places that there's no difference between Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya. What does that mean? That means that Lord Nityananda is so dear to Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya sees that I am basically, you are basically one with me because you are so dear to me. So therefore, anybody who offends Lord Nityananda will never receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. You all know the famous story of who almost got vanquished by Lord Chaitanya. Which are the two brothers, right? Jagai and Madai. Am I right? When Madai threw the pot at Lord Nityananda and hit his forehead and blood started coming, Lord Chaitanya was so furious, he was immediately ready to cut off his head. Even though he appeared to give Krishna Bhakti and as the most munificent incarnation, Lord Chaitanya, when Lord Nityananda got offended, harmed, he was ready to even set aside the reason for his appearance. And Lord Nityananda himself had to stop Mahaprabhu and say, please forgive them. Only because Lord Nityananda petitioned on behalf of Jagai and Madai, Lord Chaitanya did not destroy the two brothers. So Prabhupada also said, there's one nice pastime Prabhupada speaks. I can't remember if this was in the LA temple, I think. There was one devotee who was harassing all the lady devotees, one male devotee, always disturbing them and causing so much disturbance. And all these lady devotees got together and said that if this person here is allowed to live here, we cannot continue our service. So my spiritual master had to banish this devotee from the temple. That time he was the manager of that temple. Are you all listening? Are you all able to hear me clearly?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So Prabhupada came to visit that time. And Prabhupada said, Prabhupada is so intuitive. Where is this devotee? Even though this devotee was very nonsense devotee. Where is this devotee? I don't see him. Then my Guru Maharaj had to say, Prabhupada, he was causing so much trouble and harassing the ladies. And we had to tell him, we had to get rid of him because he was creating so much disturbance. Then Prabhupada became very grave. Prabhupada said, you do not understand the mercy of Lord Nityananda. There's no limit. Call this devotee back. So actually, there's no limit to Lord Nityananda's mercy. So therefore, Lord Nityananda, who is the original spiritual master, he is called the Adi Guru. Also, our gurus are also, there's no limit to our gurus' mercy if they are ardent and strict followers of Lord Nityananda. So Prabhupada said one has to catch hold of Lord Nityananda's feet, even though you are so wretched and so unqualified. If you catch on to Lord Nityananda's feet, now we won't even have strength to catch on to Lord Nityananda's feet. If you even have the desire to hold on to his feet very tightly, he will give you the strength to even hold on to his feet. That's how merciful Lord Nityananda is. And without Lord Nityananda's mercy, we cannot get Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Why? Narottam Das Thakur has said, Heno Nitai Vinay Radha Krishna Paitenai. That means, who's Radha Krishna? Radha Krishna is Lord Chaitanya. So, if you don't get the mercy of Lord Nityananda, you don't get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Now, another place, Narottam Das Thakur says another point, even before this. Who remembers that? Anybody remembers that? This is a quiz. Now we are talking about Lord Nityananda's mercy, without which we cannot get Lord Chaitanya's mercy. In another one of our very famous compositions, we sing about the Pancha Tattva. Narottam Das Thakur says one more thing. Who remembers that? How to get Gaur Nitai's mercy. Now he's talk about how to get Lord Chaitanya's mercy by getting the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Then he takes it even one step before that. He says, how do you get Gaur Nitai's mercy? Anybody remembers that? Quiz. Going once, going twice, going thrice. Okay. In the song, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Koro More, Toma Bina Ke Dayalu, Jagat Sangsare, Patita Pavana Hetu, Tava Avatar, Moshama Patita Prabhu, Napai Bea, Aha Prabhu Nityananda, Premananda Sukhi, Kripa Balokana Koro, Ami Baradukhi, Daya Koro Sitapati, Advaita Goshai, Tava Kripa Bole Pai, Chaitanya Nitai. You all understood that? The third thing he says, oh my dear Advaita Acharya, husband of Sita, without your mercy, one will never receive the mercy of Gaur and of Nitai and Gaur. So a few days ago, like a week ago, we had Advaita Acharya's appearance day, slightly more than a week ago. So these are all very intimate. So the Pancha Tattva, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavinda. So the Pancha Tattva is very, very central to our entire faith. So therefore, we chant the Pancha Tattva mantra before we chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And Lord Nityananda is actually Vishnu Tattva. He's not a Jiva Tattva. In the Pancha Tattva, Lord Chaitanya, Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya are Vishnu Tattva. If you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, on the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it's explained very clearly. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, appearing in the mood of Radharani. Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram, is the first expansion of Krishna. And Advaita Acharya is the joint incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. So they are Vishnu Tattva, but they have appeared in this world for our sake to set an example for every one of us who are struggling in this world without any love for Krishna, how to develop love for Krishna, and in the process make our lives, attain the goal of our lives, our janma phal. Everything we do, we want some fruit. We go to work, what is the fruit? The salary is the fruit. Or my position is the fruit. Or my, my bonus is the fruit. People think like that. But what is the fruit of human life? The fruit of human life is Krishna Bhakti. There's no other fruit. So if we, therefore Prabhupada said that anybody who has not contacted Lord Nityananda is simply wasted his life. What a heavy thing to say. And then Narottam Das Thakur says, that any person who has not uttered the name of Nityananda is as good as an animal. How many people have uttered the name of Lord Nityananda? So what is our business now? Our business as devotees is to make people utter the name of Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya. Then we will be so much favored by Krishna. So therefore, we go out on Harinam. We chant Jaya Gaura Nitai. They've heard. Even if we chant one time Jaya Gaura Nitai, these sinful people who are completely ignorant, they may be the most sinful of all people, they've heard Lord Nityananda. So therefore, Prabhupada distributed so people can hear the name of Gaur Nitai, Krishna's name. So we have to be very mindful of these things. So, we have to understand our Siddhanta very well. We shouldn't only just be preoccupied with our own deliverance. A devotee means para dukkha dukhi, in the spirit of Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda is considered to be the Lord of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And Lord Nityananda has played such a major role in Mahaprabhu's pastimes. And it was Lord Nityananda who broke Lord Chaitanya's danda into 3 pieces. Can you believe anybody who can take Lord Chaitanya's danda and break it into 3 pieces and throw it in the river? Lord Nityananda, Chaitanya has just taken sannyas. Who can do that? Who has the power to do that? Of course, there's very deep meaning why Lord Nityananda did that. But only Lord Nityananda was. When Mahaprabhu started his Sankirtan pastimes, Lord Nityananda came to Navadvip. Until then, he never independently started the Sankirtan pastime because Lord Chaitanya is the inaugurator. So he waited. Meanwhile, wherever he go, he was intoxicated with Krishna Prem, Lord Nityananda. And he was like an avadut. He's an avadut. Avadut means he doesn't follow any social norms. That's called an avadut. Very unpredictable what he will do the next time. Okay. So therefore, some people misunderstand Lord Nityananda even during the time. Who is this, like a mad person doing so many things? But when he came, he was so eager, feeling so much separation for Lord Chaitanya. He couldn't bear it. And then when Lord Chaitanya also couldn't bear the separation of Lord Nityananda. And when Lord Chaitanya started the Sankirtan movement, Lord Nityananda immediately rushed to Navadvip and he stayed at Nandanacharya's house. Okay. Meanwhile, Lord Chaitanya left home. Lord Nityananda left home at a young age because a great sannyasi came. In those days, a sannyasi come, people invite them into the house, say, how can I please you? I'm your servant. And then they say, this sannyasi is Lakshmipati Tirtha. There's an opinion by some acharyas that this sannyasi was the great Lakshmipati Tirtha, the spiritual master of Madhavendra Puri. So he came, and Hadai Pandit and Padmavati, Hadai Pandit said, oh, it is our life to serve. Whatever pleases you, you please ask us. And then Lakshmipati Tirtha said that I'm traveling all by myself. I need an assistant. Think about this. If you can send your son with me. And spontaneously he said, yes, you can have my son. But after that, he said, what overcame me that I'm giving away my son? And then Nitai leaves. And Hadai Pandit and Padmavati were completely heartbroken. And Hadai Pandit left his body just out of separation, just like Dasarath left his body because of separation from Ram. And he travels all over serving. And then it is said that Lakshmipati Tirtha introduced Madhavendra Puri to Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu was so overwhelmed by Madhavendra Puri's bhakti that he said, I am your disciple. So that's how Madhavendra Puri initiates Nityananda Prabhu. So all this happens. And then he comes to Navadvip. He stays at Nandanacharya's house. And then Mahaprabhu knew immediately, my life has come back. So he sends Haridas Thakur and Srivas Pandit, topmost servants of Mahaprabhu. So there's this great personality has arrived in Navadvip. Go and find him. He's hiding somewhere. So they go all over and they come back empty-handed. Say, we couldn't find anybody. So you couldn't find? No, Mahaprabhu, we couldn't find. Mahaprabhu said, I know where he is. So he takes his devotees to Nandanacharya's house. There is Lord Nityananda. When he sees Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu sees him, it's explained in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, the ecstasy and the expression of brotherly love was unparalleled. Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu will wake up and he will drop faint. And he will embrace and they will cry torrents of rain, and both of them will tears and they will faint. So like this was going on. And then Mahaprabhu says that we have to do Vyasa Puja now for you. That is another big indication. What does that mean? That means Lord Nityananda is the preceptor of spiritual education, Vyasadeva. And even though Lord Nityananda is Krishna himself, he said, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, he set the example for all of us. He himself worshipped Lord Nityananda. I mean, this is amazing. Just like Advaita Acharya was considered to be the worshipable of Lord Chaitanya. Even though Lord Chaitanya was so much junior. Lord Advaita Acharya was so much junior. Lord Chaitanya set the example. And so this is a very deep purport in this, which means by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, you get Lord Nityananda's mercy. And by Lord Nityananda's mercy, you get Lord Chaitanya's. It's inseparable. So you cannot pick and choose. And by Advaita Acharya's mercy, you get Lord Nityananda's mercy and Lord Chaitanya's. You cannot pick and choose. Huh? And actually by Srivas Thakur's mercy, you get everybody's mercy. So this is a very deep understanding. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, when he went to Atlanta Temple, the beautiful Gaura Nitai. So Prabhupada was so fond of these deities. And he went in front of Gaura Nitai and tears started falling from Prabhupada's eyes. Then Prabhupada spontaneously started singing, Parama Karuna Pahudvijana Nitai Gaura Chanda Tava Avatar Sarashiromani Kevalayananda Kanda Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai. So he said, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda has no business coming to this filthy place. He called America filthy place. But just they're so kind, they've appeared here for all of you. They've got no business coming to this world, to this place of all places. So they've come to benedict all of y'all. So by your service to them, you'll get tremendous benefit and get liberated from your most miserable condition. So we have to, so Lord Nityananda is Balaram, but Lord Nityananda also is an identity of Ananga Manjari in Krishna's conjugal pastime. So this is a very esoteric thing. And Lord Nityananda, because he's Balaram, he is serving Lord Chaitanya in every capacity, just like Ananta Sesh. Lord Balaram serves Mahavishnu as the Sheshanag, as his sandals, Krishna's umbrella. Everything which is used in Krishna's service is a manifestation of Lord Balaram. Therefore, it's also a manifestation of Lord Nityananda. Okay? And Lord Chaitanya made Lord Nityananda the chief, commander-in-chief of the devotees in Bengal. And Lord Chaitanya ordered Lord Nityananda to get married so that there could be a lineage. So that's how the Nityananda Vangsa appeared. And Nityananda had got two wives, Janava Devi who's said to be the energy of Lord Nityananda, is Ananga Manjari and Vasudha. And from Vasudha, one great child was born whose name was Virabhadra Gosai, who's also an avatar, Vishnu Tattva. And he preached, continued the lineage of Lord Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda was also known as Akrodha Nityananda. That means he will never get angry, even though sometimes he shows anger, but he's never angry. Mahaprabhu gets upset, but Lord Nityananda says he never gets upset. So therefore, there's no limit to Lord Nityananda's mercy. Today, we all should take the great opportunity to beg Lord Nityananda to bestow his mercy, so we get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. When we can somehow begin to understand Radha Krishna Bhakti. Okay. So much we can talk today. And also Lord Nityananda has his own associates of the Gopas, just like Krishna's has got Gopas, right? Sudama, Subal, like that, Stoka Krishna. All these personalities also appeared together with Lord Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda did amazing pastimes. And even when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, only Lord Nityananda knew that this is going to happen. And he was there when Lord Chaitanya was taking sannyas. So we'll stop here. Any questions, any comments? After this, I have to rush to the temple for our festival there. All right. So I hope I've spoken appropriately about Lord Nityananda. Please excuse my lack of knowledge, or if I've not mentioned anything. Yes, who's this? Anjali Mataji, you got a question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the class. I have two small questions, Prabhuji, if you have time.
Sure.
So, did you mention Atlanta Gaurnita deities that Prabhupada was? Okay, thank you so much. I know we are not qualified to hear, but like a monkey, just thinking, why did Nityananda Prabhu break the danda? What's the meaning?
Okay, that because Lord Chaitanya, there's quite a few reasons. I'll mention one, which because Lord Chaitanya took sannyas from Keshava Bharati. Keshava Bharati was from the lineage of the Advaita Sampradaya, of the Mayavada Sampradaya, Shankaracharya Sampradaya. So people will say, how come Lord Chaitanya? I mean, he's Advaitin, he took sannyas. So the Advaitan sannyasis, they have Ekadanda sannyas. Okay, but the Vaishnava sannyasis, they have Tridanda sannyas, Tridandi. That means they show that even after I am perfected my life, I'm going to give my mind, body, and words to Krishna. Whereas Ekadanda sannyasi means I become one with Krishna. That's called Mayavad philosophy. Okay, so therefore he broke his Ekadanda into three. Therefore, the sannyasis, the Vaishnava sannyasis, if you see, they wrap three dandas into one. And then we also have a Jiva danda at the top. So we keep our individuality. Okay? And
Yes,
another
Prabhu.
reason is this was an excuse that Lord Chaitanya will get upset with Nityananda Prabhu because Lord Chaitanya was going towards Jagannath Puri. He didn't want a crowd to come around him because he was the first time going to see Lord Jagannath. So he wanted to go by himself and not be encumbered by the crowd. So Lord Nityananda said to have broken to anger Lord Chaitanya, seemingly. There's an excuse. So he said, why did you break my rod? I'm really mad with y'all. So Mahaprabhu ran. So there are various reasons. Okay. All
Yes,
right.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yes. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna.
Who is asking?
Hare Krishna.
Anybody next time? Okay, this time is okay. Anybody who asks questions your face must be seen. We are personalists. We cannot be hiding behind the screen. Okay. So when it comes to devotional programs like this, we have to reveal ourselves. It's very important. Okay. We cannot be hiding. This is another form of personalism. All right. It's very important.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I'm at the temple, so I cannot show my face here.
That's okay. Who is this talking?
Radha Damodar Das from.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Tell me.
No, thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. Especially in order to get Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we had to get the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And in order to get Lord Nityananda's mercy, we had to get mercy of Advaita Acharya.
Yes.
So Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Vishnu Tattva.
Mahavishnu and Sadashiva.
Sadashiva. So that is one part I'm not able to visualize fully, because one person incarnation or expansion is much easier. How two tattvas, especially
because Sadashiva is not the ordinary Shiva. Okay, Sadashiva is actually the first, is almost like Mahavishnu. Okay, but the mood of Shiva in the sense, Lord Shiva is also so liberal. He's called Chara Chara Guru. He is Guru for the moving and even the non-moving entities. In the episode of the Bhagavatam, during the episode of Sati burning herself, the glories of Lord Shiva are sung. Is amazing. Lord Shiva, he initiates the ghosts and the goblins and the demons as his disciples, so they will follow him and will become liberated. And he will deliberately live in the cemetery and put all these ashes from the burnt bodies. So that's the mood of Lord Shiva. And Advaita Acharya is in such a mood, crying for the living entities, suffering so much. Because of his cries, Lord Chaitanya came. So it's hard to understand. Sometimes it's even hard to understand how Lord Chaitanya how Radha and Krishna can appear in one body. It's a very esoteric thing. Similarly, Mahavishnu and Sadashiva appearing in one body is also a very esoteric thing. Okay, the mood, because when two personalities have this, are so aligned with everything they do, practically there's no difference in that sense. Even though they have their identity, therefore the Guru, because he's so aligned with Lord Nityananda, Nityananda's will also becomes the Guru's will. So you offend the Guru, that means you offend Lord Nityananda. Finished. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much for your mercy and all the explanation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we got one more question I can take. After that, I have to run. I have to run to Mahatma Prabhu's class. He's going to be giving class. Mahatma Prabhu, I don't know if you all know Mahatma Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple, very senior disciple. He used to be in Austin sometime.
Prabhu, he gave class here on Saturday.
Oh, he gives class there Saturdays?
Yes, yes.
Wow, very nice. So nice.
Okay, one more question for Prabhu.
Yes. Who's asking? Anybody else? So today, oh, I wanted to show a picture of Lord Nityananda here. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of Lord Nityananda. Wait, hold on. This is a very special picture of Lord Nityananda, which I bought in Ekachakra Dham. So Lord Nityananda, have you all seen this picture of Lord Nityananda?
I forwarded your picture to all of them, Prabhu.
We got it on WhatsApp.
So Lord Nityananda, he is so beautifully looking. And there's a kind of a similar picture of Lord Chaitanya like this. Just look at his eyes, so captivatingly intoxicated with Krishna Prema. So we have to pray to Lord Nityananda that one day we will get a drop of the prema. Okay. And Prabhupada said somehow we have to catch Lord Nityananda's feet. Even though we don't have strength, we have to develop that desire. Pray to every day to Lord Nityananda. Please be merciful to me. You are the most merciful. If you reject me, I've got no hope. Even though I don't have any qualification, you please pick me up from this miserable condition of life. Okay? So I'll stop here. I thank you all so much for listening so patiently.
Rasikendra Prabhu, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
But please, you have to listen to the thank you note and give your mercy a little bit
Hare
more.
Krishna.
Veena Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhakaran Prabhu is going to give you a thank you note.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare-
Prabhu. I know, Prabhu, you are on the crunch of time, so I hope you will give us a mercy to, thank you note for your
Yeah, please. Yes.
for your beautiful lecture.
I have to very patiently hear this thank you note.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. It's my pleasure to give you a thank you note. So, Prabhu, thank you so much for sharing your the Eka Chakra pictures and giving us darshan of Nityananda Prabhu in his birthplace, where Nityananda Prabhu is in the center, and Lord Chaitanya Prabhu on the one side, and then Advaita Acharya on the other side. So that was, I've never seen this picture, so that was so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, and also. Overall, Prabhu, thank you so much for immersing us in the details of Lord Nityananda. Like, it was so ecstatic, and I really appreciate the details. And also the most important highlight of the whole lecture is that how you explain how the Panchatatvas are connected, right? That was very, very good. I was really enjoyed it. Like how I think Radha Damodar Prabhu also mentioned like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is connected to Nityananda Prabhu to Advaita Acharya Prabhu, and then finally to Srivasa Prabhu, and how worshipping Srivasa Prabhu gives benefit of worshipping all the three of them. So that was very good, Prabhu. I never knew about it, and it was very informational. And thank you so much for sharing that. And also, finally, the way you described the meeting between Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that was very good. Like it was like as if I'm there and watching them. So it was very, very beautifully described, and there was so much, there's so much Shakti behind that we're able to even visualize like how things are going to be, how things look like. I imagine the meetings, virtually, dream in our minds. So it was very good. And overall, thank you so much for coming to this program and also helping us understand a lot more Nityananda Prabhu and also Panchatattva in detail. And we hope to hear from you a lot in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. I pray that may the Austin congregation receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya today. Thank you all so much. And Lord Nityananda and the Panchatattva and the Guru Parampara. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhakaran Prabhu, for the thank you
Srila
note.
Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudev ki, Sri Nityananda Ram ki, Sri Nityananda Trayodasi ki, Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Rasikendra Prabhu. That was a wonderful class. Devotees, it was such a beautiful, as Prabhakaran Prabhu nicely said, it was so nice to understand and, glorify Lord Nityananda. So really amazing. With that, devotees, we conclude our Nityananda Trayodasi celebration today. It was just beautiful. It was 2 hours filled with so much of bhakti and devotion, and we got to experience that bhakti and hope. And let's all pray to Lord Nityananda for the mercy that we get Krishna bhakti. With that, I would like to thank all the devotees who participated in the celebrations today for joining this evening. I would like to thank our bhajan slots, devotees who did the Kirtans and Bhajans and the Aarti and all the live telecast programs, and finally for arranging this wonderful class. Thank you, Satyasara Prabhu and Jai Subhadra Mataji, for giving us this experience and this pure bhakti path where we can glorify Lord in this way. With that, devotees, we conclude our program today. We will see you all on Sunday feast. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much.